Hello, good evening. My name is Carlos Gomez Peinado, and I wanted to talk to you about a big solar superstorm that is going to strike the Earth on 2012 and is going to affect the nuclear plants. For the people who doesn't know exactly what is a solar superstorm, is an outburst of energy that is coming out from the crown of the sun. On 2006, three scientists from the National Center of Atmospheric Research, they discovered that the sun have a pattern of 11 years each one, and they discovered as well that the sun have a conveyor belt of current that is going from the center of the sun and the pole and then come back, and they have a peak and valleys. Then when they get the peak, is release the energy and provoke the storm. Usually the storm doesn't affect no much the Earth thanks to the magnetic field, but there is big superstorm that is cause problems. The first one recorded was the Carrington event on 1859. That is named like that because Richard Carrington was the British astronomer that watched the first time this event, and that was so powerful that the geomagnetic storm electrified the cables and shocking the technicians and setting in fire the papers that the telegraph is written on. The northern lights and aurora borealis that provoke was visible even at the equator in places like Cuba or Central America, and at the south hemisphere was watched at Santiago de Chile even. So there is another superstorm, smaller. The modern ones was one on 1920, another one in 1989 that affect Quebec and block out up to 9 hours millions of people. Over 7 or 8 million of people was completely blackout. On 2003 was another one that provoked diversions from the planes that crossing over the North Pole and affecting satellites and radars, etc., etc. When this solar superstorm is going to affect, because on 2006, Daniel Baker and 46 scientists from the National Research Council, they released a report named, as it shows here, yes, and they explain clear the impacts, the societal impacts and economical impacts we will face with this big Carrington event that is coming on 2012. If one of those was cutting the tap water because the pumps that pump the water into the cities will be cut off, the cars will be affected because the condensers that transform the 24 or 12 volts from the batteries into 1000 or 1500 volts to the spark plug. This is completely full of cables of wires will be melted and the cars will be knocked down. So when that happens, remember when it happened in Fukushima, when the nuclear plants stopped to receive the input of electricity due to the knockdown from the power grid that released the report in this map here. This is United States, but you can transfer that all over the globe. When the power grid was knocked down, the nuclear plants stopped to receiving the input need to carry on refrigerating the nuclear reactor. And when that happened, due to the lack of energy, like Fukushima, this will stop, melt the nuclear reactor, and we will face an apocalypse unless any responsible watch this, stop enough diesel that uh, permit the generators, the emergency generators, carry on during 6 days that will be forecast. This storm will last 6-7 days, and avoiding a nuclear apocalypse. So this is all about. Anyone, please, anyone watch this video, express spread all over the world, and if any responsible listen this, please store diesel just for do this measurement for avoiding this apocalypse. Thanks to everyone, thanks for all, good night.